Welcome back to our podcast.
I don't know what was happening there, but we're trying to say it in unison. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
It's morning.
Yeah, but I don't know what time.
It
this
doesn't
episode's
matter.
Gonna be watched.
Oh, that is true.
So it's like good morning. I should have said good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That makes more sense.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon rolls off the tongue.
Right? It does.
Tongue better.
Wow. Hi guys. How are you?
Welcome if you are not new. If you are one of our loyal stans, the girls groupers. No, if you're just one of our friends, we love you
So much.
and thank you so much for supporting us here. Sorry, I just keep.
I'm going to take this away. Guys.
No, confiscate it.
Guys, so with uni, they gave us all 3 iPads, and I was giving Timmy a go, but it's
gone out of
proving
hand.
to be a distraction.
I love me an iPad. I've never had one in my life, but I just feel like it just makes you feel so.
It's the pencil, isn't it?
It's the pencil.
Oh, how has your week been? How are you doing?
Just came back from Germany. Well, I didn't just come back, but
You came back recently.
Recently from a really lovely trip.
How was
the trip
it?
that I was talking about in the last episode, by the way. It was really good. I went to Throne Conference in Awakening Church. If you've never been to Awakening Church, do give it like a go. People say
Give it a go.
give it a go.
It sounds like you're selling a product.
No, this is not sponsored. It's really, really amazing. Also come to Chroma Church. I feel like I can't plug.
Come to Chroma Church.
Come to Chroma Church. Come buy our Chroma merch.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It is amazing. Just come to church. Just go to church.
Any church.
If you're not plugged into church, go to church. It's really
Find
amazing.
a church and
Yeah.
get plugged in.
Yeah. And
Community's
that's
good.
evangelism tips 101.
Oh, thank you for that.
So I came back from Germany. It was amazing. It was really, really cold there. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cold here. I know it's going to be cold in England. And I come back and it's cold in England.
Bro,
it's freezing right now.
But the temperature has dropped so rapidly. Like,
Yeah.
it was fine because it was like a steady 5 degrees upward.
No, it was like 15.
Was it?
It was
Maybe
like-
I'm tripping.
It was like, no, okay. Maybe it was 11 degrees.
Okay, fine, 11.
But then it
That's
went-
still significantly more than 5.
It went to like -1.
Right, that's the thing. Then all of a sudden we're hitting 0, -1,
Yeah.
-2.
And I'm wearing thermals.
Bro, I'm wearing like 3 jumpers.
Yeah.
Like a scarf around my head
Yeah.
and a hood.
Yeah.
It's something. I don't like it.
Neither do I, man. My week has been, it's been okay. It could be better. Hopefully we check in next week and I've been going to the gym. Well, I came back for the first time in like months after my
love
incident.
this. What was the incident? What happened?
I was doing these workouts, this exercise, and I felt like my bone moved, so I stopped, and I hadn't been to the gym for months after that. How was yours?
No, I was going to ask you another question.
Oh.
Isn't something exciting happening next week in your life?
It's my birthday next week, guys! This is my last week as a 23-year-old.
Wow.
You didn't have to say it like that.
No, as in
Why did you say wow as if like 23 is like super old?
Oh, please. 23 is so young.
It's
I'm
so
saying
young.
like, wow, in terms of like, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I just
Wow. That was quite rude. It was good. No, what? I was so tired right now.
Whoa, we're buffering.
so
we're
tired.
literally buffering. It's your birthday next week.
It's my birthday next week.
How are you celebrating?
Well, I'm celebrating 2 ways. So, on my actual birthday, which is the 27th of November, the best day in the world, I thought you made a face there. And she agrees. I'm having a party, a pink themed party. It's not Barbie though. Don't mistake it for Barbie. It's a pink themed party, but I'm not wearing pink because, yeah. And I'm also celebrating with my really good friend Innie. She turns 21. This is gonna be really fun. And we're just celebrating with people who love us, I hope. and yeah. So and then on the Saturday, I'm having some close friends and
No, guys, it's actually
and,
no, no, no,
and
no,
my
no. Can I speak? No, guys, I'm really sad because like earlier this year, I committed to doing something as part of uni, which is running next Saturday, literally from like 9 till 5. Like it's like a whole day thing, and I have to get there at 8. No, it makes me so sad because I want nothing more than to be there and to celebrate.
How was your week?
No, my week's been good. I felt so tired this week, like really, really tired. I don't know why. Maybe it's like my sleep hasn't been that great as well. It has been a really good week. I've just been like very tired, like every day. And I think I need to fix my circadian rhythm because like the time I go to sleep, my circadian rhythm, like my sleep pattern.
Okay, because just know that nobody really knows that word. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have to break it down for some of us who aren't med students.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But I just think I need to make better decisions because the time I wake up always stays the same, but the time I go to sleep varies. So sometimes I'm running off like 4 hours, 5 hours, which is just fumes. Like that's just so silly.
Yeah.
So I need to just pattern that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pattern.
But except for that, it's been a really good week. I can't remember what's happened this week.
You got some really beautiful flowers.
Oh my God.
Those are really beautiful flowers.
Guys, can I bring them in?
Yeah, she's going to
Can
bring
I bring
the
them
flowers.
in?
Yeah.
Guys, look how beautiful they are. Innie got them for me.
We love Innie.
So
this is
much.
probably one of the most beautiful bouquets I've ever seen ever. I mean, look at this. Look at this. What even is this?
It's so stunning.
And it looks expensive.
I literally cried when she gave it to me, guys. She literally made my whole week because my vase, like the flowers in both my vases were dying, and like just at the right time she came in. Vase.
Do you say vase?
Yeah, I say vase. I'm from the north.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't know if northerners say vase.
I don't know what they say anymore because I don't understand what they're saying.
I think Timmy and I are going to have brave comms after this episode.
So today's episode, we are talking about restoration. I've earned my right to take the iPad back.
Talking about restoration, forgiveness. What does it mean for relationships?
Sorry, guys.
No, because I took the end off because it's so convenient and now I've lost it. So yeah, it normally has like anyway. Yeah, we're talking about forgiveness, restoration. What does it mean to see restoration in a relationship with someone else, with yourself? What does it mean to forgive someone fully? What does that process look like?
Yeah.
What's been your experience with restoration?
Oh gosh. Okay, so let's start off with I think when I was thinking restoration, I was thinking restoration within myself.
Wow.
So restoration, for example, it could be that you've lost something like that you used to love. So for me, it would have been a couple years ago. I decided that I don't really want to I decided that I don't believe that God has a gift for me, that he hasn't given me the gift of like worship. Everyone can worship. And what restoration looked like was the Lord like renewing my mind of me understanding that I am qualified to have the gift that he has given me and to use it for his glory. And that gave me a confidence that was like, I actually don't care what anyone says. Well, not that people will say like, oh. What was that?
Guys, there's a lot going on right now.
What was that?
I have no idea. I'm not asking any questions.
Wait, is everything okay?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I've lost my train of thought now.
You were believing that you weren't qualified for worship, I believe, which is a lie.
Yeah. I don't like I used to love singing when I was younger. And then I just got so insecure about it when I was like in my teens. And I just, whenever anyone would say, you're going to sing for God, I'd say, no, ill.
Wow. Not no, ill.
Yeah, I generally just didn't think that I was really good enough to do that. But the truth is that we aren't. We aren't good enough. That is the truth. If we're never gonna be good enough, like we're never gonna be good enough. But he's good,
and he qualifies.
And he qualifies.
I can't. No, but I actually love what you're saying.
He does,
because it's that thing. Because when you think whatever gift it is, whether it's like worship or evangelism or prophesying, whenever you think it's anything to do with you and you start taking the glory, well, then you're going to start striving because you think when he moves, it's something to do with you. But it's nothing about us. It's about him and his mercy.
Yeah.
And actually, he comes and he moves in spite of us. Yeah. I feel like as vessels, there's so much going on in here, but he's so kind that he comes always.
He's so kind.
That's
and there's
beautiful.
this thing that a lot of people in the Christian community know, that he doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the cause.
Amen.
And there's so much imposter syndrome going around in the Christian community. I was even at a worship, it was at Throne Conference, and one of the worship pastors was explaining how he was on a stage and he was worshiping, but then he had this like really unshakable feeling of, there are so many people who could do this better than me.
Wow.
And the truth is, there are so many people who could do it better than us. But he calls us, and it's an instruction that we must obey, because when it comes to the end of our life and we're with the Father and he's like, okay, so what have you done with the gifts that I've given you?
So good.
We don't want to be like, oh, I was scared. Do you know how much of a lame response that is, to be honest? Like, oh, because of fear. What's fear to like the plans that God has for us?
And it's like, in saying that, it's like an understanding that fear is real. But when it's like you don't bring the fear to him, submit it to him, ask him to take it and give you his courage, and you're just living out of fear. Sorry.
I was?
Being led by fear. We're not led by fear.
I think you were saying.
Oh, sorry. I was just agreeing.
Yeah.
I love it. So what do you think like walking out that journey of restoration like looks like for you? Like, when was the turning point?
The turning point was when I didn't make it about myself, was when I didn't focus on myself, or when I focused on him and how worthy he is. It's like James, somewhere in James, it says, or it could be Luke. Here it is again. Does Timmy know her Bible? I just get confused. Sometimes they say similar things, and it's like, real. But it says, I must decrease, so he must increase.
I think that's John.
That could be John. Turning point for me was when I stopped making it about myself, and I made it all about him. When I worshipped him in spirit and in truth, and I gave him everything. I gave him everything that was stressing me out, everything that was worrying me, and I said to him that you can have it. And he transformed everything. It was like a black room that got invaded by light. And there was just so much light. Like, it was like blinding light. That's all I can describe how he restored things in my life. He restored like my anxiety, my depression, my suicidal thoughts, my low self-esteem, and like I can't even recognize the person I used to be because of what he's done in my life.
Amen.
And I just want to read this verse in the book of Joel 2:25. And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And it's true. He, like, the years that feel like they've been wasted away, the years that seem like they won't, like, how, God, can you restore these like he does? And gosh, like, even in like relationships, romantic relationships. Oh my gosh. I can't even.
Are you in a romantic relationship?
Oh, shut it, please.
No, I'm sorry. As you were saying, please. I'm sorry.
In romantic relationships, right? Okay, girls, guys, we've all been in things that haven't been healthy. We've all been in things that have been so heartbreaking and so painful. And I mean, we've generally felt like, God, do you even have anyone for me? Because of the pain that I've been in, or the sadness that I've gone through. And the truth is, he does. I mean, when you meet someone, you know what? Maybe I should not. I'm just in love. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's a beautiful gift.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you meet someone,
no,
he restores everything, guys. Like, an advice I can give to girls: do not settle, because the Lord will restore he will restore, first of all, your standards if they're unrealistic.
Amen.
But then also he will restore your heart. He's restored mine.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So what does restoration look like for you?
I love what you said about restoration in terms of like your perceptions of yourself and how that's the journey that the Lord is taking you on with that. I think immediately what came to mind when you said restoration, I was thinking about like restoration like relationally, so like with other people. And I think it's really, really interesting doing life with people. Doing life with people. And, you know, the highs and the lows and the ebbs and the flows, and learning what it means to be a good friend, learning what it means to love well and love properly, and actually developing that character of long suffering. And I'm not saying this, and obviously, caveat, if you are in a relationship that is like emotionally and like physically abusive, that is not what the Bible is talking about when it's talking about long suffering. Like, no. But in terms of like denying yourself or preferring someone over you, choosing someone over you. And I feel like, I know we've talked about this a bit, but like that journey of forgiveness when you're walking out the restoration of a relationship, and how it's a continual journey and you have to forgive someone again and again and again. And I saw something the other day and it was like, every time you remember, forgive. And I just think it's so beautiful that the Lord like invites us into that aspect of his character, because he never holds anything against us. So who are we to hold things against other people? And earlier this week I was in Matthew and I was reading about the parable of the unforgiving debtor in Matthew 18, and basically about how a king forgives one of his servants because he can't pay the debt. And then the servant then goes and like takes another servant. It's like, why haven't you?
Yeah, so another servant that owed him money.
That owed him money. And was like, why haven't you paid me what you owed me? And then the king found out and he was like, you wicked servant, like I forgave you. How can you not? And I remember hearing this story as a child and being like, wow, I can't believe after he's been forgiven. Yeah, literally like, wow. I can't believe after the king forgave him that he would then go and not forgive someone else. I was like, oh, can never be me. And
daily.
like what? And it's really interesting, like in life with the plethora of relationships, whether, you know, friendship, family, romantic, whatever, like the opportunities that arise to forgive and really like remembering like God's love for me has never kept a record of my wrongs. So who am I to keep a record of someone else's? But knowing that that journey, being someone who has a heart of forgiveness is not, it's never going to be somewhere that I'm going to be able to get to in my own strength. And like dying to myself, dying to my human nature that would want to hold grudges, and being like, Lord, help me. Give me your heart for your children. Help me to see them the way that you do. Would you invite me into the complexity of who they are, that I wouldn't see what they're doing to me in light of me. I wouldn't just make it about me. I would realize that there's nuance and complexity there, you know? Oh, and also, I listened to this really like ages ago. R.T. Kendall went to Upper Room and he did a talk about total forgiveness and what it means to totally forgive. And there's 6 points and I'll quickly read it out. So total forgiveness means, 1, you do not tell anyone what they did to you unless you need to tell one other person for therapeutic reasons. 2, you don't allow them to be fearful of you or nervous around you. 3, you don't bring it up and throw it to them so they know just how much they hurt you. 4, you let them save face. I love this one. You let them save face, cover for them, and make it easier for them. 5, you protect them from their darkest secret. And 6, total forgiveness is a life sentence. And I love that talk so much. I feel like so much about forgiveness is so countercultural because, okay, hear us right. Like, we're not saying it's a bad thing to guard your heart. That's literally a biblical concept. Like, guard your heart. Like, obviously, if someone keeps punching you in the face, don't keep going up to them to like allow them to punch you in the face. That's not what we're saying. Like, just because you've forgiven someone doesn't mean that your relationship, you have to go back to being like best friends. Like, for example, like if you kept punching me in the face, even though like you're my bestie, I'd be like, oh no, Timmy keeps punching me. So
I love Timmy, but I'm not going to be around her all the time
exactly
because she keeps punching me.
And I might not stand as close to her so that she, like, even if she does do that, she won't hit me.
Yeah, or it won't be hard.
It won't be hard, right? So it's like, it's a balance.
Yeah.
But I think that's been a really beautiful journey for me, like learning what it means to see restoration in relationships, to forgive people and walk that out with people. What about for you on like a relational level?
Gosh, this is like a thing where I feel like in this season of my life, I've had to do a lot of like relational restorations. But I just feel like it's just like as you grow up,
As you grow up.
I'm turning into a northerner, guys. As you grow up, you mature, and especially as you grow up in the spirit, you start to realize that it's not about you. It's all about him. And it's all about what he says and what he instructs you to do. So if he says, love your neighbor, if he says, forgive 70 times 77, it's an instruction and we must obey it. So if you feel like you can't do that, then there's some heart stuff that you need to do. You need to say, God, like, help me die. We have to die daily. I mean, Catherine Coleman, like, what an amazing revivalist.
Honestly.
She literally said, I die daily. I die to myself daily. Like, Catherine Coleman is dead. Like, I was at a point in my life when I was like, God, like, I cannot say that I've died. I cannot say that I'm carrying my cross. I'm still living by my flesh. Like, help me. We need his help. Because I know for sure that, like, I was very stubborn in the sense that if someone hurt me, I was like, well, it's their fault. They hurt me. But even if they hurt me, I still forgive them. I still love them.
I loved what you said about, like, it's about his will and his plan. Because actually he instructs us to be in unity with the whole body of believers. Yeah, so that means, like, if someone has done something to hurt me and now I'm going around telling everyone, like, oh, like, stay away from this person because da-da-da. What?
It's not very loving, is it?
It's not loving at all. And it's so, I think what I realized for me, anytime I felt the need to, like, defend my corner or, like, be like, oh, I can't believe, or seem as the person that was right in the situation, I feel like that innately, for me, I realize it's like an orphan mindset. Because it's like, well, I know that the Lord has called me to love. And I also know that he said in his word that he will make all things right and he sits on a throne of justice. So why am I trying to seek out my own justice instead of trusting him to just be like, no, Lord, you will put this right and I leave that with you. But in the meantime, I'm going to walk this journey out of loving this person, being, you know, Jesus to this person, not allowing this situation to affect the person that you've called me to be. Because I'm always so sad when time has passed and I look at a situation and I look at my conduct and I'm like, have I allowed this situation to distort who I know the Lord has called me to be? Like, am I actually being Jesus to them, or am I just trying to, like, get even?
Wow.
It's real though.
Yeah, it's so real. And I feel like we could talk about this for so long.
Honestly.
We might have to do a part 2 on this,
We might have to
guys.
do a part 2.
I think we will do a part 2 on this. We want to... Let's make this interactive to our friends out there who are listening to our pod. why don't you send us a message on our social media, on Girls Group Pod, and send in your personal like issues that you feel like you have, like in terms of like restoration, and we'll discuss them in the next episode.
Oh my days, part two.
Part two.
Part two.
Part two.
This is such a juicy topic.
It's so juicy. Guys, I love. Part of the reason why I love doing this pod is it's an excuse to hang out more with my bestie, because she's so busy and we're both so busy. So this
Genuinely.
is like literally like, it's like an intentional thing that we do to see each other and spend time with each other.
Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And like found it helpful or related.
Exactly. Love you
so much. I love that you say this now, because if we like look at like the first step, you said no we don't, and now you're saying we love you. Oh guys, we're moving to the next level. Okay, love you so much. Have the best week, and we will see you soon. Mwah.